For News at 6, I'm Kenesha Dees. Right off the top, let's jump straight into weather. We have a live look you're about to see off of Governor's Drive. You can still see some slick roads for sure. We had a lot of rain throughout the afternoon across the Tennessee Valley, which brings in severe tornado warnings that we've also seen. Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman joins us. Jordan, are we expecting any more of that storm activity tonight?
Yeah, we're definitely going to continue to talk about some thunderstorms through the next couple of hours, and maybe even a couple of thunderstorms develop across the Tennessee Valley as we head into the overnight. But the overall threat for severe weather is going to remain incredibly low across the Tennessee Valley. And truthfully, we haven't seen much in the way of any sort of severe weather across the Tennessee Valley this afternoon. Yeah, we did have that tornado warning that was in effect for all of about 7 minutes, but it appears that it was just simply false returns being produced by the radar. So there was actually no real concern for anything tornadic. What we're still concerned about, though, is the incredibly heavy rain that continues to fall across northeast Alabama that could be producing some localized flash flooding. So this is obviously something we're going to want to pay attention to over the next couple of hours. Henniger, Sylvania, down into Rainsville, Fife, back into Fort Payne, Valley Head. We're talking about some pockets of incredibly heavy rain. Now, these storms are definitely making a little bit of noise. They're very visual, a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning thrown into the mix here. And we could be talking about some periods of gusty winds, wind gusts in excess of 35 or 40 miles per hour. But that activity well below severe limits. Other opportunities for rain in the forecast as we head into your Thursday. We'll talk about how that could impact Thursday night football here in just a bit.
A shooting at an ICE detention facility in Texas left one person dead and 2 others hurt. It happened just after 6:30 this morning at the Dallas ICE facility on North Stevens Freeway. Officials say the shooter also dead. Right now, law enforcement officials are not releasing many details, but they say, quote, anti-ICE messages were engraved in shell casings found near the suspected shooter.
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
So far, officials have not released the identities of the 3 victims shot or of the shooter. They also say no law enforcement officials were hurt in the attack. That investigation is ongoing. Back here in the Tennessee Valley, a former Madison City Schools bus driver indicted Friday for having sexual conduct with a student. According to court documents, a grand jury found enough evidence against Azria Ashford, pictured here, to send the case to trial. Ashford turned herself into authorities back in February after a warrant was obtained for her arrest after an alleged incident back in August of last year. She remains free on a $25,000 bond. Aaliyah has identified a man who died after getting hit by a car in Hazel Green yesterday. The man, 34-year-old Justin Hovis, died when he was hit by a car in the 8800 block of Butter and Egg Road. Hovis was pronounced dead at the scene. Aaliyah is continuing to investigate. The Morgan County Sheriff's Office say an inmate who left his work site in Hartselle back in custody. Officials say 27-year-old Nathaniel Springer was working with Morgan County Environmental Services when he walked away from the job site. After some time searching, deputies say they found Springer. Springer is in jail on contempt of court charges for not paying child support. Officials in Morgan County have identified the man who died yesterday in a crash involving an 18-wheeler on I-65. Coroner Jeff Chun said the victim was 69-year-old Hassan Niku. The crash happened when an 18-wheeler left the road and caught on fire. As you can see there, the crash closed all northbound lanes on I-65 near Priceville. And take a look at this. A pickup truck driver was injured this morning in a crash involving a Guntersville City school bus. Guntersville City Schools says the crash happened as the bus was leaving Gunners Landing near Highway 431 at North and Buck Island Drive. 7 kids were on the bus, with 1 taken to the hospital for observation while the others returned to school. The driver of the pickup truck was taken to Huntsville Hospital with serious injuries. School officials say all the students and the bus driver are safe and gave their gratitude to local first responders and their quick and professional assistance. The city of Moulton ended last night's runoff with another hang-up. The polls were closed, ballots counted, but the District 1 City Council seat still didn't have a clear winner. When the ballots were counted, Danny Morris had 39 votes. Reagan Eves had 36 and Marsha Ferris had 23 votes. After some deliberation today, the council will be moving forward with Morris, the candidate with the highest number of votes. Fox 54's Kip Aguayo shows us the latest out of Moulton.
Three candidates fought in a close runoff for Moulton's District 1 City Council seat, with none of them getting the majority of the vote. But today, the Attorney General's office, the Secretary of State, and Moulton's municipal attorney decided to move forward with Danny Morris, the leading candidate with almost 40% of the vote. It's all based on a state Supreme Court ruling from 1993. The ruling says that the person receiving the highest number of votes for that office in the runoff election shall be declared elected. Emily Edwards with the City of Moulton said in a statement, Moulton will not hold a second runoff, and the person with the highest amount of votes in District 1 will be the winner. Danny Morris received the largest amount of votes in the municipal runoff election, and thus will be the new council member for District 1. The Attorney General's opinion came just hours ago, with the City of Moulton announcing the canceled runoff at about 2 p.m. Edwards says it was a long-fought race, and the three candidates campaigned all summer long, but in the end, it came down to people getting out to go vote.
In total, in District 1, there were 99 votes in the general municipal election. In the runoff, there were 98 votes. So it was very close to the same amount as the original. I think it just come down to candidates getting out and campaigning, and that's what kind of moved the votes different ways.
Morris says with him in the District 1 seat, there will be some big changes coming to Moulton.
I'd just like to see the city ran in a little bit different, more efficient manner, but I don't see a lot of improvements happening. And there's a lot of things that we need to have done. Streets need to be repaired. So many potholes in the streets around the city. It's terrible to drive on from time. And got a lot of drainage issues.
Like in other cities around the Tennessee Valley, Morris and the new city council will take their seats in November. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Wow, Caleb, it's been quite an election season, municipal-wise. You were in Guntersville.
Yesterday, I know. I've done one in Decatur, done one in Guntersville, and now I'm in Moulton today.
In Moulton, yes. And I mean, they were talking about the voter turnout. It's just been very interesting to see the process and how the city and politics work.
Very much has, I think. It's been kind of enlightening to me, honestly. You know, going into this job, didn't know everything there was to know about local politics, local elections and the like, but I think, you know, the past couple of weeks, the past month or so, I've learned quite a bit, it seems like.
And then it got to a point with this story that the state had to come in and intervene. Would you say this was the first story in all of our municipal election coverage that we've had state involvement?
I think, as far as I'm aware, yeah. So I guess in Guntersville they didn't. In Decatur, I don't think they did. But here, it seems like they did have to bring them in because they were going to go to a second runoff, and they avoided that with the Attorney General's opinion today.
All the more reason why every vote counts.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially municipal election, too. Yes. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank y'all.
All right. Well, the Huntsville City Council is meeting tomorrow at City Hall. On the agenda is a motion to put the City Detect vote on pause. City Detect would allow the city to put AI cameras on garbage trucks to help detect code violations. The vote has gained controversy over concerns with budgeting aspects, privacy issues, and how the video the cameras capture is stored. The City Council will also vote to adopt the city's annual budget for 2026, and they will look to annex just under 15 acres of land on the east of Greenbrier Road and north of I-565. City Council meeting is open to the public and are held at City Hall at 5:30. We do have a Fox 54 traffic impact alert for you. Work crews battled the rain as they entered day 3 of repairs on a major water main break in Huntsville. And it's been a night and day effort to get Slaughter Road just north of Madison Boulevard back open. Darkness, one of the challenges, and daylight brought another as wet conditions made for a sloppy, muddy mess at the work site. Slaughter Road has been closed to all traffic at its southernmost point since a 36-inch pipe burst Monday afternoon. Officials suspect ground shifting from dry conditions caused the break. There's still no timeline for reopening the road. And 2 road closures originally scheduled for today are now rescheduled due to inclement weather. Oakwood Avenue will now be closed tomorrow for service line installation. Beginning at 8 a.m., the outside eastbound lane of Oakwood Avenue and Chalet Lane to Dogwood Lane will be closed. Drivers are asked to plan alternate routes to minimize congestion and do be prepared for shifting traffic patterns and even possible delays. The closure expected to last until 3. And Old Big Cove Road from Highway 431 to Hayden Road will now close Tuesday morning for surface line work. The road closure starts at 8 a.m. Officials expect the closure to last between 4 to 6 hours. You're asked to avoid the area if possible. If you have to drive through the work zone, make sure to drive carefully. For more traffic impact alerts, go to FOX54.com.
My children starting over in new schools, me losing a job, trying to find all the places that make us feel at home.
It can be tough for military families to move from coast to coast, but there's a group wanting to make it easier. They're called Blue Star Families. More on how they're helping up ahead. High school football season in full swing. We spoke with a doctor in the Tennessee Valley on how to keep preventable injuries from happening. Stay with us. What? I have no. Intro? Okay. Okay.
Now, Wellness Wednesday on Fox 54 News, sponsored by Regenesis.
Football has taken over the Tennessee Valley from high school to the NFL, but several prominent injuries have occurred during the high school's football season. This Wellness Wednesday, Fox 54 went to the experts to learn more. From concussions to sprains, physician Thomas Ricks with Sportsman Huntsville works with players to help them heal from those injuries. Ricks gave some tips on how players can stop preventable injuries from happening.
Making sure that if you are having a problem area that you're focusing on that more in your warm-up, whether that's, hey, we're going to do dynamically stretch it, we're going to just do a static stretch, something like that, where we're activating that muscle, we're letting it know that, hey, we're about to use you a lot, we're about to be really active, and we need to make sure that we're not going to injure ourselves even further during the game.
And if a player might be trying to hide a minor injury, Rick says there are subtle signs that you can look for.
How do they look when they're playing, right? Are they still at 100% speed? Are they not? Are they limping? Are they not really performing the task of their position like you would kind of expect them to? There's not just one size fits all, but it's really just kind of observing, are they at their baseline? And most of the time, parents are the ones that are going to be the best to judge that.
And he says, parents, if you feel concerned about possible injury during a game, you should request to the athletic trainer that your child sit out. We've got a reminder of some road rules for you while driving in the rain, and we'll stick with weather. Jordan, are we still under a severe weather threat?
I'm very excited about that road rule. It is one of my favorite road rules. Not necessarily talking about a threat for severe weather over the next couple of hours, but we are going to continue to talk about some thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley. We'll discuss it in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, here we go. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Mo for the 6 o'clock on Fox 54 Plus. Cool.
Three, 2, 1. Engines full power and liftoff. Go Falcon, go IMAP.
Go Falcon, go IMAP. A spacecraft tested extensively here in Huntsville lifted off this morning at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. SpaceX launched NASA's Interstellar Mapping and Acceleration probe at 7 this morning. The probe underwent critical testing at Marshall Space Flight Center's X-ray facility, and that was earlier this year. The spacecraft will travel 1 million miles from Earth to map the edges of our solar system and study space weather from the sun. Every year, hundreds of thousands of American military members move because of new deployments, and they bring their families with them. The adjustment can be tough. 70% say they have a hard time feeling at home in their new communities. The Help, a nonprofit organization, is lending a hand, kicking off Welcome Week to help those service members and their loved ones feel supported. Fox's Jared Halpern has more.
This is what most of us think when we talk about life in the military. But the majority of military families don't live on bases, and more than 600,000 of them move annually because of new deployments. And that means adjusting to a new community each year.
My children starting over in new schools, me losing a job, trying to find all the places that make us feel at home. Sometimes military families just give up.
Starting September 27th, Blue Star Families, a nonprofit supporting military households, is sponsoring their 6th annual Welcome Week, a series of programs and parties aimed at connecting service members and their loved ones to their new neighborhoods. This year, there are about 300 events planned in towns and cities across the country, including a bus tour of New York, building bikes in Tampa, and exploring the Air and Space Museum in Washington.
It's a week for communities to welcome their incoming military and veteran families, make them feel a part of the community, and really help them thrive so they can keep serving the country.
And non-military members are encouraged to get involved as well. Supporting Blue Star Families can be a unifier in a country bitterly divided by political violence, showing younger generations that Americans aren't defined by who they choose at the ballot box.
The people who serve in the military are every kind of people from every kind of background. We don't really care about any of that. We care that we're working together.
Welcome Week runs through October 5th. You can find a full list of events at bluestarfam.org. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the Fox 54 Weather Impact Team.
Live look out over the Parkway this evening. Traffic definitely going to be moving a little bit slower as another shower has moved over the city of Huntsville. Roadways wet. Some of the cloud cover, though, beginning to break up. I would not be surprised if that rain shower is beginning to move out of the city of Huntsville. Now, a number of us are dry this evening. We're dry in Lauderdale, Colbert, and Franklin counties, but additional rounds of showers and thunderstorms are going to move into northwest Alabama as we head into the later part of the evening, early into the overnight. Think about the 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. sort of a time frame. There's that shower hanging out over the city of Huntsville, just beginning to move out of the city of Huntsville as we speak. We're still talking about some incredibly heavy rain over in northeast Alabama. Valley head back down into Fort Payne. We're talking about some pockets of incredibly heavy rain, a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning. Maybe the winds are picking up a little bit, 35 to 40 miles per hour, but none of this activity is severe, so definitely some good news there. And then from there, we're just talking about some widespread moderate precipitation. Ider all the way down into Sylvania, Rainsville, Fife, still talking about some rain. Geraldine back into Crossville. We're still talking about a little bit of rain. Hollywood, and then back into Scottsboro. We have seen a significant amount of rain over the last couple of days. The highest concentration of rain definitely Giles and Lincoln counties up across southern Middle Tennessee, and then Limestone and Madison counties in North Alabama. In some of these locations, locally, some people have seen 4 to 5 inches of rain over the last 2 days, and that's definitely a good thing considering we're in the driest part of the year, but it's a bad thing because we should not be picking up 4 to 5 inches of rain over the course of about 36 to 48 hours. Even across northeast Alabama, they've seen some good rainfall. At Scottsboro, they've recorded right around 2.7 inches of rain. All of this activity is associated with a cold front that continues to push its way to the east. It'll move through the Tennessee Valley as we head into the overnight and then early into your Thursday morning. Isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to remain possible as we head into the overnight, early into your Thursday morning. Some of this activity could make a little bit of noise, could be somewhat visual, a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning, but all of this activity should remain sub-severe. Isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms stick with us through the Thursday morning commute, and then even as we head into the afternoon. We're still holding on to some of this activity as we head into the evening. So for the number of Thursday night high school football games that are going to take place across the Tennessee Valley, understand that a little bit of rain, unfortunately, is going to be in the forecast. 80 degrees right now in Florence, Decatur, and in Moulton. Otherwise, 73 in Arab, 71 in Scottsboro, 75 degrees in Fayetteville, up across southern Middle Tennessee. Holding on to the chance for rain as we head into the overnight. Otherwise, temperatures drop into the mid-60s. I've got a low temperature right around 68 degrees. When the kids get on the school bus tomorrow morning, not bad, but understand that a little bit of rain is going to be in the forecast. The rain's not going to impact everybody, but understand that a little bit of rain is going to be in the forecast. In general, we're talking about temperatures in the lower 70s. We're not really going to move all that much through the course of the morning just because we're talking about that chance of rain, and where we're not talking about rain, we're probably going to be talking about a fair amount of cloud cover. Tomorrow afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms, but I think as we get into the later part of the afternoon, early into the evening, as some of the rain begins to simmer down and we kind of lose that opportunity for rain, I think we're also going to begin to lose some of the humidity. We are going to be cooler tomorrow, but cooler is still closer to where we should be this time of year. I've got a high temperature right around 82. The average high temperature for this time of year right around 84, more than 85 degrees. In the temperature department for Thursday night football, quite nice. 72 at 8, 70 by 9, 69 degrees by the time we get to 10 p.m., 76 when we start off a lot of those games. Some of us are going to be dry, but understand that a little bit of rain is in the forecast. Have a good look at the next 7 days. There's your 82 on Thursday, 80 degrees on Friday, 81 on Saturday. The weekend looks beautiful. We're talking about temperatures in the lower 80s, a lack of humidity with plenty of sunshine. For the most part, we continue that really nice weather as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. We're talking about temperatures in the low and mid 80s with a good bit of sun and a lack of rain.
Yes, we'll stick with weather. With the recent rain, drivers across the state are reminded about an important law when driving, using headlights in the rain. By law, drivers must turn on their headlights when it rains. In particular, headlights must be used when windshield wipers are operating due to rain, sleet, or snow. This helps other drivers see your car better, reducing the risk of accidents. Drivers who don't follow the rules may be fined. Mo, what's happening in sports?
Stephen Pearls has officially read to lead the Tigers down on the Plains. We'll have more from Auburn's new men's head basketball coach next in sports.
Fox 54 Sports is sponsored by Alpha Insurance.
Please welcome the 22nd head coach in the history of Auburn men's basketball, Coach Stephen Pearl.
Down on the Plains, there will be new leadership on the baselines of Neville Arena, but the seasoning and flavor will be a mix of old and new under Stephen Pearl. This morning, Pearl was officially introduced to the blue and orange faithful. Stephen Pearl arrived on campus with his dad, Bruce Pearl, back in 2014 as an administrative assistant. Eventually, he moved to the bench as an assistant coach in 2017. He's been one of the top recruiters for Auburn during their SEC championship and Final Four runs. Many are wondering if Stephen will have a similar approach to his dad's coaching style. He responded with this statement.
I'd be a fool if I were to change things just for the sake of changing, just to prove to people that I'm not BP. The truth is, so many of the principles and the practices that we've built this program on over the last 11 years are things that all of us have had our hands on every single day in this staff to have the success we've had over the last 11 years. When it comes to academic expectations, our character assessments, team building, servant leadership, recruiting philosophy, player development, offensive and defensive game planning, you're going to see a lot of the same things that you've seen over the last 11 years.
Now, for more on the hiring of Stephen Pearl, check out Nick Kuzma's interview with Mike Gittins from the War Report online on Fox 54 Plus and on our Fox 54 YouTube page. Kanisha.
Coming up at Fox 54 News, on Fox 54 News at 9, a shooting at an ICE facility in Texas leaves one person dead and 2 more injured. We'll provide updates from Dallas. In Huntsville, Slaughter Road has been closed for 3 days as crews repair a broken water main. We learn details on when it's expected to be complete. And as the job market grinds to a slower pace, employees are staying at jobs longer than planned. We'll tell you more about this trend tonight at 9. Before we let you go, Kroger is giving away half gallons of its Kroger brand chocolate milk on Friday and Saturday in honor of National Chocolate Milk Day. Customers will need to download a limited single-use digital coupon at Kroger.com or get an accessible paper coupon in store. Since 1999, the sweet chocolate drink has been a fan favorite with more than 15 million gallons produced annually across Kroger's 14 dairy producing facilities. I'm not a frequent shopper at Kroger. Nor do I really buy chocolate milk, but
I was about to jump on the highly controversial statement of, I do not like chocolate milk.
I like it, but I don't drink it often, and I don't shop at Kroger.
I'm not a big chocolate milk person, but my son is, so I'll probably